Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1 Phathead, Cande Roth. We're looking at a good day, 62, mix of sun and clouds, but mostly sunny, I will say, even though you might see a couple of clouds out there. Tomorrow, 52 and sunny, a little breezier tomorrow. We've got plenty going on at this radio station. Our food drive this weekend, it's the best weekend of the year because Saturday and Sunday, November 8th and 9th, we are out at the Super Walmart in Yaphank from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we're also out in Centereach, Middle Country Road, Centereach, the all-new location of Gala Foods, which is just west of the intersection of Middle Country and Nichols. It's not far. It's like just a block or two west once you get off Nichols onto Middle Country Road. Two drop-off locations, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturday and Sunday. We will be out for the food drive. Give what you can. Come down to these places, buy a couple things inside. You know, Gala Foods told us in Centereach, they are preparing $10 bags for you to come in, so you don't have to stress over what to buy. You give them $10, they will give you a full bag of stuff to bring out to our location in the parking lot. So they're making it easy. Walmart, obviously, a ton of stuff. You can walk in, buy anything, bring it out with your regular food shopping. So we can't wait. It's all on our social media. Check it out. So yesterday was election day, and it's interesting because not everybody had elections, but some thought they did. Let's go down to Kentucky, the bluegrass state. Well, Kentucky Secretary of State Michael Adams put out a statement yesterday because people were showing up at polling places trying to vote, and they were closed, and people were banging on the door. Why can't I vote? Well, Kentucky didn't have any voting yesterday. There were no races next year. So this is what the Secretary of State, Michael Adams, said from Kentucky. We're getting calls about polls being closed. They are closed because we do not have elections today. Kentucky votes next year. And it went on to say you cannot vote today in Kentucky for the mayor of New York City or the governor of Virginia. Sorry. And then there were a bunch of social media posts about how everything was failing in Kentucky and what's going on, what's wrong with our state. Well, they did not have any voting, but people did try to bang down the door and break in and try to get their vote heard for races that weren't even happening. And obviously, you had a lot of people commenting on social media like, hey, if you didn't hear any commercials on the radio, didn't see anything on TV, and there's no, like, signs on people's lawns, maybe that's a clue. There's nothing to vote for. So there were some people having some fun with it. And yes, no voting in Kentucky, yet some people came out. They were trying to get their vote heard and trying to cast ballots for God knows what. I have no idea. Some national days. Let's see what we got. Just a couple today. Oh, it's National Stress Awareness Day. I am aware. All right? We'll just put it like that. Be aware of it's okay. It's okay to be stressed as long as you're aware of your stress. I spend my time in the gym and training and on the treadmill and some core workouts and trying to relieve said stress. National Stress Awareness Day. Find what works for you. Maybe it's binge watching Netflix. That's possible. National Love Your Red Hair Day for all the redheads today. This is your day. And National Donut Day today. All right, get out there and enjoy a donut. Some good news before we get out of here. This could have easily been bad. A teenager in Kansas City was on a roller coaster at an amusement park last month when her seatbelt came undone mid-ride. A couple in the next row heard her scream and held her down until the ride ended. They say she was close to being thrown out every time they went over a hill or around a big turn. They got one of those fun photos that the park sells at the end of the ride, and it did not look fun. The park said they checked everything out, made sure the coaster was safe before resuming rides later that day. Listen, if I was that amusement park, that would not be the end of it. I would be looking in to filing something against that. If your seatbelt, if your harness, your restraint on a roller coaster malfunctions, that I would not just take my picture and go home. There would be other conversations to be had. A 55-year-old man with special needs went missing in New York on Halloween, was gone for 2 days until the New York City Marathon saved him. The race was passing through Queens Plaza on Sunday when someone saw him fall and helped him out and then called police. His sister doesn't know who the person is, but said, "Whoever you are, thank you. You saved someone's life." That's incredible. And finally, People magazine did a story on a nurse in Texas who made a career shift after her son was born premature. He spent 31 days in the hospital. She worked in the hospital's ICU before that, but she found it so inspiring she decided she only wanted to work with kids from now on. She's now a nurse in the same neonatal intensive care unit that saved her son's life. Well done. And that does it. I am here till 10. A lot of music, though. 9 to 10, we play all the songs. We got all the hits for you and some new stuff, too. 10 o'clock, Jim O'Brien, then Murph Dog, Jay Letterman, and Elena, 8 to midnight, with special guest Jackson Dean all week. Sunny, 62 today. Tomorrow, 52 in sunshine. My Country, 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.